the pond. I really love this project and I think it turned out beautifully. Well, except for the trash can, that is. It's very practical as an intake bay, but boy does it look ugly. Ugh. So in today's video we're gonna build a naturalistic cover for the intake bay. To get started, I'm removing the old lid and made a few marks on this piece of XPS foam. I cut out a section and then went back and forth a few times to make sure it would fit properly. Once it did, I roughly marked out where the can would fit and added a few more pieces of foam. To glue these together I used some contact cement, which works really well and really fast, but as you'll see later, it also does melt the foam. I then went back and forth a few more times to make sure the rough shape would fit. Once I was happy with the general shape, I applied expanding foam to help smooth out the transitions between the different pieces, as well as fill in the giant holes that melted through the foam. The next day the foam had cured and here you can see some of the glue had melted all the way through the foam. So yeah, contact cement isn't the best option here. Anyway, I began carving this foam monstrosity into something that kind of resembles a rock. The details aren't really important here, I'm just trying to slowly get something that could resemble a rock. And of course I did another test fit to see what areas need a little bit more work. I then used a file to scuff up the foam and make it less flat. Afterwards I gave the entire thing a pass with a hairdryer. The heat will slightly melt the top layer of foam, making it much harder. If you own a heat gun, then this step would go way faster. Unfortunately my heat gun broke a while back, so I'm just using this hairdryer. Next I mixed up some grout and started painting it on there. This is where it starts looking like a real rock. I made sure to apply a good thick layer of grout to help make it look like a cohesive unit. A few days later the grout had hardened, but it still looks a bit too flat in my opinion. So I started painting. First with a layer of brown spray paint. Once that had dried, I mixed up some acrylic paint and started heavily dry brushing. At the end I thought it looked pretty good, but it had way more contrast than the other rocks around the pond, so I toned it down a bit with this semi-transparent black spray paint. This turned out to be not transparent enough and too much black, so I went for another round of dry brushing. Afterwards I applied a layer of clear spray paint to help preserve the dry brushing. We're almost done here, but to really sell the effect of this being a real rock, I also want to add a few patches of moss. I glued these down using some cyanoacrylate superglue. This doesn't hurt the moss in any way and will keep it anchored down until it can hold on its own. And with that, the intake bay cover is done. So let's remove the trash can lid and place down our homemade cover. That looks way better. I'm very happy with how this one turned out and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If that's the case, definitely hit subscribe. Or, if you're hungry for more content, I recommend you watch this video next to see how we build this pond. I'll see you there.